Well, it's safe to say that we are still finding our feet in the Premiership as Ballinamallard this year, but we are, however, through to the final of the Kiddie Cup and obviously about to beat local rivals Dergview in the third round of the Irish League Cup. But just before I go into the game, I've been hit with a bit of a dilemma. I've been offered a job interview in England. What's happening, guys? Hello and welcome to Unknown to Icon Season 3 Episode 4. We are still, at least for now, with Ballinamallard United. Obviously, we'll just have a quick look at our previous results. Since you were last with me, we did play against Larne away from home where we lost 4-1. That was frustrating. Shouldn't have been 4 goals scored against us at all. We then played at home against Glenavon, which I'm devastated by. At one point in time, you'll see it obviously, but at one point in time, we were 4-2 up and somehow conceded 2 goals after the 90-minute mark to draw 4-4, which was devastating. We did then, however, let our assistant manager have a bit of fun in the Kiddie Cup where he beat Dergview, our local rivals, 2-1 away from home to put us in the final. We're now due to play Dergview, the adult squads, in the third round of the Irish Cup. But then, as you can see, there's this little must respond button at the top here. And that's because I've been offered a job by Ebbsfleet United. Now, it's a bit of an interesting one, really, because Ebbsfleet aren't doing overly well. They are currently 23rd in the Vanarama National League South, which is technically quite a bit lower than the league that we're playing in. They're 148th ranked league in the world, and the Dank Spank Premiership is the 76th ranked league in the world. However, if we go down to the Championship, should we get relegated, we would be in the 158th league. So we're only that far ahead of the North-South divisions because of the promotion last year. And obviously, as you can see, we probably won't get relegated, but we're not exactly a mainstay in this league just yet. The other thing that I wanted to consider is the fact that although I have absolutely no idea how much they'll be paying me, if we have a look at my current contract, I'm on £250 a week. If we have a look at what the Ebbsfleet caretaker manager is on, he's on £450 a week as the caretaker manager. Obviously, I'm sure you'll have worked this out by now. I'm English. An English team have offered me a job. There's kind of that incentive to go home and manage a football team for £200 a week more. I'm very tempted. We're definitely going to do the interview before we play the game against Dergview. But before we jump into that interview, let's have a little look at the results. So last time out, obviously, we played against Linfield and lost 2-0. We then did go away from home to Larne, which this one hurt. I mean, we were going to lose by this point in the game, but it was devastating to concede a couple of extra goals that we didn't need to. Good game from Fraser. That was about it. Terrible from the defence. 6.1, 6.3, 6.4. Just not a good defensive performance. Let's watch the goals and you'll see why I'm so frustrated. First goal of the game from them. Ball literally comes in off of the bar back to Bonis, and he heads it in. Then another one crossed in. Doherty gets his head on it. Shields should do better. Cushney to Fraser. Ball over the top. McKinley on the run. Lovely job. He did put that one away. Just before he scored that goal, he missed an absolute sitter one-on-one with the goalkeeper as well. Then their third goal is Bonis out to Miller. Again, Shields. Terrible performance. And then a penalty that definitely wasn't a penalty really late on in the 90+5. And it makes the loss look so much worse than it needed to. Look at that jump in XG right at the end for nothing. Anyway, on we go to the next game, which was a 4-4 draw against Glenavon. This was wild. Absolutely wild game. James Convey was absolutely on fire up top. And as you can see, it was just, again, crazy. But that little jump in XG again, you'll see. Look at this. Ridiculous. 2 goals in a minute. Scott, for them, turns back, puts it to Doran, ball over the top. Just again, nobody followed him. Friel, and somehow puts it past Shields. Again, poor goalkeeping performance. Here was our first goal. McKinley, lovely. Again, he's been in that position a few times there where the ball comes over the top and he just runs onto it and he's got plenty of space. Ball forward to Cushney, taps it across. James Convey just knocks it in with his right foot. Lovely to see. Great goal from the team. Here's our fourth. Over the top. Convey again. Bang. Loves it. Ball away. Scott puts it back in. Friel. Nice goal. I think that was our third from James Convey, actually. It was. Here's our fourth goal. Grace to Scott, into the middle to Convey. Thought he'd brought it out too far, and Grace has an absolute pill of a shot. Their goalkeeper should have stopped it, though. And then Daniels up the left-hand side for them. This is their third. That header, not necessary. We shouldn't be conceding these late goals. Hannah, over the top. Malone slots it across Doyle. How is Doyle not being marked by one of those two defenders? It was an embarrassing capitulation at the end of the game for a game where we were the better side through the majority of it, had the better XG, more shots on target. Worse on possession, though. I will admit that, but we didn't want to talk about that. We were always going to be less on possession. We were playing a team that was in 7th in the league and we're down in 10th. They're a better side than we are. They were going to have more of the ball. But the fact that we were 4-2 up with 15 minutes to go, we should not have been drawing that game 4-4. Then we played a match in the Kiddie Cup. We did play against local rivals Dergview, and it was a 2-1 victory for us. As you can see, Thielen, McKinley, Nolan and Shields making appearances, with Cushney and Harvey as well for the adult side, and then the rest of them is the kiddies. Again, it was my assistant manager. I don't play these Kiddie Cup games. It's too much hassle, I'll be honest, bringing up the youth and taking them back down and messing around with squads. Rather just let my assistant manager have a tournament to himself. Probably not the way to do it. But again, McKinley over the top, loads of space. He has been getting in that position a lot recently, and we're picking him out almost every time. Their ball forward, Fitzpatrick to Oldcroft. Very similar goal. We seem to concede and score the same way a lot. Maybe an overpowered tactic, that ball over the top. That is a lovely header from James Thielen. Assist from Law. He's a young 17-year-old wonder kid, going to be at this level anyway. It's Gary Law, isn't it? It is Gary Law. Yeah. 17-year-old lad, Northern Irish, 1.5-star current ability. Got a 5-star potential on him, and that was one hell of a cross through. And what a header from James Thielen. So those obviously were the results that we last played, and we are due to play Dergview today. We obviously, more than likely, will still play Dergview. There's a heavy chance that we may not even get this job with Ebbsfleet United, because if we do have a quick look at the job centre, you can see that their position is available along with a couple of other jobs in England as well. But Joey Barton is actually favourite to become manager of Ebbsfleet. So there's no guarantee that we're going to get the job, but we're damn sure going to go to the interview. Welcome, Connor. We're very excited to speak to you. We would love to discuss our plans and club's vision to get your views on them. Great to be here. Let's get started. I have some reservations regarding the fact that you've never managed in this country. Can you explain why that shouldn't be an issue? Let's just go for Ask for a Chance. Why have you only worked with a small selection of teams so far in your career? Well, I've only been managing for 3 years. I've not really had the chance to manage more than a couple of teams because I'm still in the early days of my managerial career. That is correct. The club would be looking for a candidate capable of performing to competition expectations, something our last manager did not do. Are you confident of handling that better than your predecessor? I have got a good record when it comes to meeting expectations. We parted company with our last manager much sooner than anybody could have anticipated. Can you offer assurances that we won't be in for a repeat of that? Look, let's just say considerable time on the job. Considerable, given the situation of the clubs. Technically, maybe, yeah. And I haven't left Ballinamallard yet, so that's kind of true. Are you ready to get stuck in a club that has big financial problems? Now, this is where I'm definitely going to have to lie, because my financial management is shocking. I appreciate the need for good financial management, and you wouldn't have to worry with me as manager. Complete lies. Let's just say that we won't have to worry about it. Work within the wage budget is required, obviously, because they're having serious financial trouble. And then grow the club's reputation. It looks like the club has an exciting future. I'll be more than happy to work towards those objectives. Sure. We're aiming to avoid relegation. Is that something you think is attainable, or can you take us further? I mean, they're 11 games in. They're only 2 points off the drop at the moment. They're on 8 points. And it's, there's a couple of teams in the drop that are on 9 points. So 10 points would be out of the drop. Look, I'll say it's a fair target to aim for. I don't want to go lying and then we get there and it's terrible if we get there. So let's just say that. Would a proposed wage budget of £6,577 a week be suitable to achieve your goals? Yes. Yes. I've got a wage budget of about £2,000 at the minute. Definitely happy with that kind of budget. Do you have any requests for us to consider in order to help the club move forward? No, that's great. That just about covers everything. Thanks for giving us the opportunity to speak with you. Now go away and review the process before determining whether or not to extend an offer to you. Good luck. We'll be in touch. Very, very interesting. We'll see what happens there with that interview. Well, hang on a minute. Razmataz set to take over at Ebbsfleet following interview. So apparently after that interview, I might now be the favourite. Let's just check that. No, Joey Barton is still the favourite, so I don't really understand what that means. Set to take over. Am I set to take over? Reports suggest that you've attended an interview for a vacant Ebbsfleet job. I'm just going to say no comment. No comment. All right. Let's get into this game against Dergview and then we'll see what happens with Ebbsfleet after the fact. Very quick and minor update before we play against Dergview. I am now officially the favourite for the Ebbsfleet job. Don't know what happened to Joey Barton. Let's see what happens. Maybe they'll come back with an offer. Maybe they won't. But I would say that makes it kind of clear. Okay, so this is our lineup for the game against Dergview. I've actually been messing about with this tactic here, which is a route one that I've been playing with a DM as well, which I've been dropping Nolan into the DM spot and then playing Chris Paul here in the box-to-box midfielder role. But I've actually changed it up for Dergview because we need to be positive. So instead of trying to play a little bit more defensive and a bit safer like we have against the bigger teams in the league, against Dergview, we should be pumping this lot. So, Shields in goal. It's one of those, to be honest with you. I feel a bit iffy about it. There's a small part of me that kind of wants to play Connor Byrne. And I'm going to. Connor Byrne in goal. Neil Shields is back out again. He's had a couple of shockers recently. Not the worst performances ever, but just a couple of things that I've witnessed, that I don't enjoy watching. So, Connor Byrne in goal. Scott at left back. McCarthy and Harvey make up our centre-back pairing with Boudiaf at right back. Nolan and McKinley in central midfield with Nolan now on a box-to-box midfielder role. Convey on the wing, Ruhi at cam and Fraser on the right. And then Harry Wilson obviously up top, now as an advanced forward. Let's get into the game and hopefully stick it to Dergview. Here we go then. Huge game. Obviously our form has been terrible. Lost, draw, win. But we've never lost against Dergview. I double-checked it. 1 draw. And 4 wins in the last 5 times that we've played. So that would be every time that I've been manager of this club. And we've never lost, which is great to see. This could potentially be an extremely fitting way to go out because this could be our last game as Ballinamallard United manager against our local rival, which we've never lost against. A win against local rivals could be a lovely way to see out our time at the club. If that's what happens. We'll see. It's interesting because I wasn't considering looking for a job at all. But that one's popped up. And the chance to manage in England, it's very intriguing to me. And the amount of money more as well. If let's say that something goes horribly wrong during the league this year, which, it hasn't been going spectacularly well so far, and we get relegated down to the Championship, we're in a lower division than the league that Ebbsfleet are. Ruhi's through. Lovely goal from the boys straight off of the back. Lovely from James Convey. He's been in fine form recently. Fine form. What an absolute cracking performance he's been having recently. Lovely ball. Steals it away from the defender. Nice inward run. Drags the defender across. Leaves the spot open for Ruhi. And he just puts it over the goalkeeper. That's a terrible performance from their goalkeeper. But yeah, I haven't been considering a job. But it's there. The option to move to a new club is an exciting one. Oh, Harry Wilson. What a lovely header. Cracking. Who did that come from? It's Nolan, is it, that gets the assist? Yeah, it is. From the corner. Oh, it's not going to be Nolan who gets the assist. It's Ruhi. It is Nolan. He passes it, doesn't he? Yeah, come on. Remember the goal that you've just watched, man. Cracking from Harry Wilson to beat the defender there. I mean, I think Harry Wilson's relatively tall, but the defender jumped about a day early. And then Harry Wilson comes up behind him and just nods it straight in. Lovely job. 2-0 up against local rivals. Couldn't ask for more. Yeah, there is a small part of me that wouldn't mind playing for Ebbsfleet because they play in red. They do have a nice away kit, which is blue, but nice away kit. And I love red. My favourite colour. Here we go. James Convey again. Oh, I thought it was going to be a cracker of an assist. A volleyed cross into the box. And Harry Wilson does get his head on it, but no goal, unfortunately. These two playing very well together as well. Convey and Wilson. Ball over the top for Ruhi. Here he is. He's been on a goal drought recently. There's not been much happening for Ruhi. And today, 2 goals from McKinley. Back to Nolan as the box-to-box midfielder. Ball over the top. Ruhi sprints past his defender. Puts it across the far side of the goalkeeper into the bottom corner. Lovely, lovely goal. The difference in quality between us and them, I mean, when we first started, there was tight games. When we played them away from home, I think there was a couple of games where they were actually the favourites, or it was at least close. And now, we are just absolutely dominant. That's a Ruhi hat-trick in the first half. Oh my God. Recently, I criticised his recent form and told him that I thought he needed to be doing better. That is what you call prime management. You have a chat with your player, tell him he's not performing well enough and he needs to pull up those socks, and in the next game scores a hat-trick in the first half. Ruhi on a 9.4, 46 minutes into the game. Same as James Convey. James Convey last time out was over 9 rating and he's on a 7.9 as well. This little attack, this little 4 here, Fraser on the right, Convey on the left, Ruhi through the centre with Harry Wilson up top is looking fun. I mean, you know, it might be a bit overinflated, the result, based on the fact that we're playing Dergview, who are obviously crap. But cracking performance from the lads. That is a goal conceded there, though. That wasn't good. Should have been paying attention. He's offside. Doesn't matter. Let's have a look, though. What happened there? Fitzpatrick. Lovely. That stop there. Who's that? McCarthy stops his run just in time to make sure that the Dergview player was offside. 4 goals in the first half. This has been a lovely game to witness. I'm so glad that you guys are seeing a win as well, because recently we've been getting pumped and it's not been fun. But this is a lovely, lovely performance from the boys. Nobody's looking tired. It's interesting, isn't it, as well, that when the boys play badly, they're more tired. You know, coincidence? I think not. But everybody's still looking relatively fit and firing, which is great. We're having some good performances and everybody's happy. Ruhi does lose the ball in the centre there, though. Ball comes out to Corrigan. Over the top to Fitzpatrick. How on earth has he been left alone by Boudieff? Oh, that was poor. Boudieff, that's a messy situation there, mate. I hope your rating goes down for that and Connor Byrne doesn't suffer, because that's not his fault at all. Well, I mean, it is. He shouldn't be getting beaten. Especially not at the near post. But Boudieff, shocking to even let that player get through Fitzpatrick. Boudieff rating does go down, and Connor Burns. So yeah, not the best. McGinty. Oh, the hate is there. Forgot about that. Forgot all about the fact that McGinty now plays for Dergview. What a scumbag. I know that we didn't renew his contract, but imagine having your contract not renewed and then going to play for local arch rivals. What a dog. Corrigan, ball forward. Delaney is going to get there. Harvey there to pick up the pieces, though, nicely. Ball out from Connor Burns, straight to Harry Wilson. Ruhi's through again. He's away, but he's not going to... I was going to say he's not going to fully break away. He's had a crack from miles out and it's gone over the bar. All right, so 3 changes so far. Don't think I'm going to do anything else just yet, but we might have to. At the moment, this is what's gone down. Patterson comes on for McCarthy. Rogers comes on for John Scott at left back. And James Convey has come off. Although he's having a cracker of a game again, he is knackered. So he's come off and Thielen has come on. I am keeping an eye on Bobby Harvey, who's looking a bit tired, Liam Nolan and Ruhi. But at the moment, those are all the changes that we're going to make. I'm a bit disappointed, to be honest with you, that we've conceded. It's upsetting. Clean sheet would have been really nice here for Connor Byrne to pick up. See, it's interesting to me because even though we've done this interview, and even though that interview seemingly went quite well, and even though I think that if I get offered the job, I might take it, I'm still talking as if I'm here for the long term. You know, I'm talking about young kids like Connor Byrne picking up a clean sheet, being good for his development. It is. And right now we still care about that. But will I care about that by the end of this if they come back and offer me a job? I don't know. There is also the consideration to have that if we take the job at Ebbsfleet United and for some reason can't pull them out of the relegation zone, we will then be unemployed. That is something I hadn't thought about until just now. Thielen heads it forward. Ruhi. Unfortunately, no fourth goal there for Ruhi. That would have been lovely, wouldn't it? 4 goals for him today. 21 shots each. Hectic. I mean, we have obviously defended relatively well because we've had 11 on target and they've only had 4. That is a lovely hat-trick for Ruhi. Harry Wilson breaks his goal drought again. And unfortunately, we did concede the final goal. Best performance of the day, obviously, was Ruhi. Outside of that, Nolan as the box-to-box midfielder on an 8.3. Pretty good. Okay, here we are. It's happened. Ebbsfleet have approached Razmataz to offer me a job as their manager. They've offered me a 2-year contract on £450 per week. Their transfer budget is minus 2.5 thousand, but they have got a wage budget of 6.5k. They want me to work within the wage budget, grow the club's reputation. No more than 1-year contracts for players over the age of 33, which is fine. I don't think I'll be signing anybody over the age of 33 anyway, I doubt. They want us to avoid relegation for the Ranarama South, be competitive in the FA Cup and the FA Trophy, work towards repairing the financial damage of the club, and then by the end of next season, they definitely want the financial damage to be repaired. Let's see if I can squeeze some more money out of them, shall we? Oh, £500 a week. Those are very acceptable terms. I could have asked for more. I think I could have asked for more money. I think we're going to take this job. It's a team in England. It's where I'm from. Going back to my home country to manage a team after being away for 3 years was definitely something that I would do in real life. It's definitely something I'd do because I go back and see family and friends, etc. But then to get a wage bump from what I think I was on 230 a week to £500 a week. That's £2,000 a month. We're definitely taking this job. Sad saying goodbye to Ballinamallard. But I think it's the right move. Here we go. Ebbsfleet United hire Razmataz. It's officially done. We've said goodbye to Ballinamallard and we are now managing the Fleet. Ebbsfleet United. All right, so media were predicting us to finish 12th at the start of the season, and we're only a few games in, so let's not worry about it. The caretaker manager is now my assistant manager. We have no director of football by the look of things. Founded in 1946, and we have a fierce rivalry with Dartford. It's always good to see. I love it when teams have a rival to play against. You know, it gives you someone to get G'd up for before the game. We've obviously won a few trophies in the past. Hopefully, we're going to add some more to that. And then this is the lineup. We'll have a proper look at the team and everything next time. I've definitely seen Osborne kicking about a few times when I've been playing. Walsall is definitely one that I've played with before. And I'm sure I recognise some others as well. Obviously, we've had a look at what they want us to achieve. Finish above Dover because we have a rival with them. So we've got 2 different rivals, Dartford and Dover, which is good to see. And they want us to avoid relegation from our current competition. That's fine. Well, I really didn't expect to be managing a new team in a new country by the end of this episode, and it is extremely sad to say goodbye to Ballinamallard United. I had no intention of leaving them whatever this season, maybe not even at the end of the season, to be honest. I was thoroughly enjoying being there, but the chance to manage in my home country with a team that are going to pay me as much as Ebbsfleet are, you'd be silly to say no. If you've enjoyed that episode and the series so far, please do smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more FM23 content.